both standing on a piece of high ground, not wanting to move off of it. Some Guardian is going to get killed, and Violet just moving off to take out some Zerglings. We're going to see he's going to go for it. Oh, 2 Maelstroms catching a lot of forces, a lot of ultra spinning cosmic Maelstroms, all the Reavers dropping, all the Archons all over the place, some Dark Swarms everywhere. Cannot even tell what's going on, but I know a lot of action's going on. Some Ultra Sentry gates, some Archons still most on the ground, some Ultras trying to surround, some Reavers being stormed, and Reaver dropped everyone. I think those Maelstrom might have actually won the game. You can see the look on HoGiL's face. HoGiL has lost. I think HoGiL lost most of his. HoGiL has lost his entire army. Violet has managed to take out the entire army there. Oh my freaking god! Almost no reinforcements coming in from HoGiL. Violet has just lost one Dark Templar there. Has a huge army of Archons that are going to be able now to just run around and stomp all over the place. And this actually might come down to elimination. Reavers also in the air, and I think that a single Dark Archon might have won the game here. And now sunken colonies being put up everywhere in the middle. HoGiL knowing that losing that battle was horrible for him. Oh man, Violet taking the prerogative. They're just running in, knowing, okay, this is the time, this to do is, I'm ready. Use that Dark Archon, which should have been dead long ago by now. 2 Maelstroms ready to go, pop, pop, ready to rock. Oh man, Maelstrom's just doing more damage than. I don't have an analogy. I'm too excited to think of an analogy. Now HoGiL just sits on the middle. He has Sunkens, he has Lurkers, there are Observers on the opposite side. So we're going to see if it comes down to Observers being killed, Observers not being around anymore, no minerals to build Observers anymore, and Lurkers win the game. Because we're going to see still a huge army. HoGiL trying to rebuild, has some ultras, mostly has to use minerals for cracklings though, which of course are weak to such a huge Archon army. Now again, Violet probably not thinking of going for the middle, probably just could actually just go for the other bases really. He's taking out Throw Clock, is actually now going to go for the natural, defended by nothing but a few second colonies. Some drones mining, the extra gas. When extractors mine out, instead of giving 8 gas, they give 2 gas. So you take what you can get. Some Zerglings actually running in towards the natural. Apparently, HoGiL apparently thinking of a counterattack, but there's some Dark Templar that are in position that are alongside a lot of cannons. Storms going off as well. Some overlords in position. I think actually HoGiL might be a desperation attack because this is completely gonna peter out. Yeah, get taken out. Not really doing anything. I think this is completely wrong. I think what he has to focus on this gigantic army that's running around, killing everything. Some drones, everybody just surrounding the extractor, trying to mine. Not doing anything, just trying to get that last little bit of gas to their hive, to their overmind, which is HoGiL, which is now being completely massacred. Now, a lot of the tech is going to get taken down. The hive goes down. Now, Greater Spire goes down. Hydralisk Den goes down. Spawning pool, all that stuff. Now, no tech. Of course, there are spawning pools. Is a spawning pool in the middle. There's also Ultralisk Cavern at another position at the 12 o'clock, I believe. So he's still going to be able to produce those forces, but he just doesn't have really mining much. I believe the middle at this point is pretty much completely mined out. Still a lot of Reavers flying around for Violet, and I think Violet already has the game. He just has to take out the middle. The upper left still hasn't been taken out. The upper right position still hasn't been taken out, but I think he's running towards that now, actually. Just going to go around, try to start taking stuff out. Reavers also now moving into position. So at this point for Violet, this is just an elimination game. Eliminate everything and anything that HoGiL has, surround the middle, and force a GG. I probably won't even have to force himself in. He's still going to force a GG. One shuttle I believe one shuttle got actually taken out there with a couple of Reavers inside, so he's going to be dangerous in that. Also has to be very careful in not losing his Observers, because Lurkers are still on the ground. They can't be produced anymore because the Hydra Den has been taken up, but there's still Lurkers on the ground, and if you lose all of your Observers and can't build any more Observers, you're going to be in trouble. There are still Observers at the natural Violet, though, so he's definitely careful enough to know this. He's built plenty of Observers. One single Devourer going to run around. We're going to see what it actually tries to use that to take out those shuttles. I'm actually going to be going for it, just trying to instantly going to get caught by Archons. Never mind. Shuttles still flying around. Some Overlord, Ultralisks and crackling's being produced still on the ground just at the middle. I'm not seeing that Dark Archon anymore. I think actually the Dark Archon might actually have lost his life in the battle that he helped win. I might have simply missed that. Now actually at the upper left that the forces of Violets are now going to go in, going to take that out, and HoGiL at this point has already lost this game. He's just going to build up as large an army as he can. At this point I think that already is as large an army as he can build, and just go for the last hurrah. Maybe even force Violet to run into him, to force him to try to take him out. Observer, I believe they're being taken out by that spore colony, so he has to be careful in that, really not losing his boat. But at this point, not really seeing how HoGiL can at all come back in this game. That one single battle, as I said, it would come down to one single battle, and it came down to that battle, and HoGiL lost it simply due to two wonderful maelstorms that caught half his army and made them completely worthless. So when that happens, what are you going to do? That's it. It's as if, moving in for... HoGiL apparently tried to go for a pincer, partial pincer using Dark Swarms, but, one arm of the pincer... When one arm of your pincer gets completely stopped, if not massacred, then at least stopped, then the other arm is going to get completely massacred. And then the arm that was stopped will also get completely massacred. So at this point, it's all just a build-up of huge armies. Dark Templar being built everywhere, and Reavers just attacking from a distance. Reavers just being used as Terran uses as tanks to attack those Sunkens from a distance, take them all out. Dark Templar also moving into position. There has to be a little careful, though. Sunkens do range some of those Reavers. Some Ultras also now in position. We're going to see what Violet actually tries to go for this, tries to go for a drop. I don't think he will, because then he's going to get sunken. Going to get those Reavers really sunken. He's actually not going to go for this. Probably just trying to reposition. Still has a lot of Reavers all over the place as defensive installments. Probably just doesn't have the resources to build any more shuttles at this point to really support those. Still has some Dark Templars on the field. A lot of those Archons still alive. Reavers now being put at another position. Oh, catching Zerglings. Uh-oh. Just what HoGiL doesn't want is to lose. What was that? Almost a control group of Zerglings. Probably a control group of Zerglings. Now going to lose one of those extractors that were mining that minuscule amount of gas they wanted. Going to start getting his sunken shelled. I think at the point that at least one sunken line, one defending sunken line has been taken out. At that point, that's going to be it. At that point, I believe Violet's going to go for it. We're probably not going to see a GG. One random drone running out, getting taken out. Ultralisk, one running out. Not really doing too much, though. Attacking those Zerglings, losing their lives, getting hit and being hit. The Ultralisk is, that is. Honestly, I gotta say, Violet has been very, very lucky. Not lucky, very... Well, you could call it luck, because Reaver's really a luck, but he's been very, very lucky with his Scarabs. He's been playing a great game, and has been very lucky with his Scarabs the entire game, especially when they mattered. He's been keeping his Reavers in the correct position, using them to defend at all times, and just done a wonderful job. And I honestly believe he deserves a victory. HoGiL has played valiantly, has played well. These two guys have put on a hell of a show, a hell of a game, and we're going to see whether HoGiL GG's before he gets eliminated, or lets himself go eliminated. He's actually apparently going to go for an attack just before he does. At this point, he has nothing but a couple of Sunkens, I believe, a hatchery, spawning pool. Some Zerg is going to go in, try to take out a Reaver. Not going to happen. So I think actually HoGiL might go for a last hurrah at the natural of Violets before he gets eliminated. Just to let himself lose that way. There are a lot of Sunkens there, though, that is put up as defensive installments. But then the hatchery is going to go back. And actually HoGiL is going to go, for a pincer movement, probably going to try to attack from the bottom as Violet tries to move up. Or actually, no, he's moving a large number of his forces towards the natural, but there are forces there to defend as well. Nothing at all, really, that HoGiL can do to get any sort of vengeance. He lost the important battle, and after you lost the crucial battle, that's it. After D-Day was won, after it was known that D-Day was won, that was it. That was it. Several battles in many wars have been just the deciding forces. In World War II, for instance, that was Waterloo. What the hell am I saying? That was Midway. That was Stalingrad. And here it was the Battle of the Middle. And Violet, both players just looking there going, breathing out more than anything. Although, of course, Violet, being the guy with the happier look on his face. They're not showing too much there. But yeah, it's really wonderful game for both players, and the entire match has been a wonderful example of how one single moment can decide the fate of everything. And that sounds very epic when you think about the fact that we're talking about a game of StarCraft. Oh, well, let me just sit down and unwind for a second. I feel like a cigarette, and I don't smoke. I feel like a cigarette man right now after that game. Holy crap. Whew. But yeah, great game by both players. Just, oh man, that was the El Alamein of that. The El Alamein of the African campaign. That was what that was in that battle. Call it the Battle of the Middle. I don't know. Call it the Battle of the one of the 6 or 7 high grounds on Heartbreak Ridge. I think actually you could call Violet versus HoGiL the Battle of Heartbreak Ridge. GG guys. Ranching out. Thanks for listening.